welcome to the NREP Daily right here in the National Real Estate Post. We're okay out here in Vacaville, California. A lot of us are still on evacuation, but we're doing okay. Thanks for all of your support, you guys. It was really sweet of you guys to say so many nice things yesterday. So anyway, here with Carl White of the Mortgage Marketing Animals. And this has been coming up a lot, Carl, especially since we're in such a crazy rate environment, right? Things are moving and bopping and swinging around. And so we've had originators reach out to us like, hey, man, any tips on how to deal with rate shoppers, you know? And you and I were having a conversation. You have some really interesting things to say about that. And I thought it was important to get this on the show because I think everybody experiences this as a loan originator. So for the realtors, hang out and have a cup of coffee and listen. But for our loan originators, this is kind of an important one. So how do you recommend dealing with the rate shopper? How does your team do that, Carl?
So I think, and you know, Frank, but just let everybody else know that I'm also, I do the training with the Mortgage Marketing Animals, but I'm a branch manager, one of the largest branches in the nation. And actually our realtors, I think, could use this information too. So, and it's funny, this came up, Frank, that I was on a Facebook group page the other day, and, you know, there's a loan officer saying, gee, I got somebody rate shopping me. What do I do? You know? And my first question was, and I'm going to give you a script, by the way. So I'm going to give you a script, but just real quickly, my first thought that entered my mind is, dude, how's the other 39 that you pre-approved this month doing? Right? Like we want to make sure that we're focusing on growth, and that if we have one kind of go astray or awry, you know, it's not half our business. It's 1 out of 40. And so I think it's important that we focus on getting new business. Because so one thing I've always learned is look, shoppers are going to shop. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. And one thing that we want to look at is, and there's some great tools. I know like Barry Habib has some great things to help us from shopping. Our friend, mutual friend, Dave Savage with Mortgage Coach, excellent, you know, all excellent stuff. But as a general rule, shoppers are going to shop. Shoppers are going to shop. Mm-hmm. And so, so one thing that I do is like for me, about 1 out of 4, like if I want to close 10 closings this month, I need 40 leads. About 1 out of 4 close for me. And how that works out is about half of the leads are pre-approvable, right? That borrower and that property is something that I do. Mm-hmm. And about half aren't, right? Which is okay. Yeah. And of the half that's pre-approvable, we close about half of those, meaning that the other half either has a brother in the business, they shop us, you know, something else. And so I think it's important that we always focus on, if you want to close 20 closings, you need 80 leads for the month, you know, which might sound like a hard thing to do, but 80 leads a month is only 20 a week. So we got 40 hours to come up with 20 leads. And if you do that, then you'll close 20. So anyway, I think that's real important. Now back to the actual script for rate shopping. Like in this case, one thing to understand is that if we wait until they're rate shopping us, it's too late. We want to address this at the very beginning. And so one thing that I've always done when I'm having the actual conversation with the borrower myself as a producing loan officer is I would have the old, I call it if I can blank, will you blank? If I'll commit to blank, will you commit to blank? And so, which is the realtors can use too. So on a loan officer, it would sound something like, all right, Frank, borrower Frank, if I can, we took your application, we ran everything, I've got your approval back or your pre-approval back, and it looks like this is where we're at. So Frank, let me ask you something. If I can provide the loan that you're bringing this much to the table and this is your monthly payment, Frank, will you commit to me, if I commit that to you, will you commit to me that I'll be your lender so that me and my team can focus on making sure that your loan closes on time? Okay. Are we on the same page here? Mm-hmm. And they're going to say one of two things, Frank. Most of the time they'll say, yeah, I'll commit to that. And sometimes they'll say, well, you know, I've got 3 other cards here and I'm going to call around a little bit. Okay. So now I would insert in scripts that, you know, like Barry and Dave Savage and some other, I'm sure, fine programs. But really what I've done is I've identified I'm talking to a shopper. And shoppers are going to shop. Shoppers are going to shop. So now I know not to spend a whole lot of time chasing this person but I'm better spent using my time and energy on creating more leads to have more of those commitment conversations. If I can get somebody to say, yes, Carl, if you provide this much of a down payment that I need to close, and this is going to be my monthly payment, if you do that, I'll commit that you're going to be my lender. I'm not going to tell you they never go astray, but man, it severely decreases, and we identify those shoppers early in the game. Does that kind of make sense?
It does, especially now with, like you mentioned at the beginning, now pipelines are pretty fat for a lot of people, and you've got a lot of deals in there. And so you've got, hey, what about the other 39 that you're working on? How are we doing there? So are you suggesting then, okay, so let's say I find the shopper, right? Okay, I can tell this guy's going to be one of those guys. He's going to be shopping around. Maybe I'll win, maybe I won't. I don't know, But are you saying, well, maybe I'll go back to the 39, make sure that everybody's happy there, and ask them for some referrals to get more leads? Is that what you're basically saying?
But it certainly is, because like on those people, like the other 39, like if they haven't found a property yet, like they're out pre-approved and looking, we call them once a week with our pre-approved and looking script to ask them, are they going out looking for houses over the weekend, and how's it going? I'm also looking to see, are they not just shopping me? Maybe are they shopping their real estate agent? In other words, are they going to open houses without the realtor that referred them to me? Right. So then I can then call the referring agent and say, hey, just let you know, this borrower might be a little bit.
You want to call this guy?
Yeah. Just maybe they didn't use the commitment script. Say, if I can help you find this house and I spend my time, will you commit that I'm your realtor? Right. Yeah. And so it's the same basic thing. And so we call the people that's been pre-approved and they're out looking, we call them once a week with a great script that maybe we put a link or something or that we can share. Or if they are currently have a deal that we're going through right now, we call them up every Tuesday we call it the Just Ask script. We call them every Tuesday just to say, hey, here's an update, and I'm still committed. Everything's still. Am I doing a good job for you? And by the way, not only can we just, if I this, will you then blank? If I commit to you, will you commit to me being your lender? We can also start throwing in there as we're going through the process. Frank, if I do this, will you commit to giving me a 5-star review? And start asking for those reviews before the end. We get them to commit ahead of time that yes, if I do this, they'll do it for me. We can start throwing that in there too. So this thing of if I blank, will you blank? If I commit, will you commit? Man, it is rock solid. And most people will have a really hard time backing off that commitment. It just goes against human nature.
Right. So what we really can do is, I think we do have a banner. So there's a banner on your screen right now, guys, that if you scroll down below the video, you can click it, and that'll bring them to where they can get this. Can they get this script from you? Or
yeah, absolutely. So basically, what we talked, I wrote a little article about this, so if you click on the banner over there, if I remember, I don't even think we just give it to you. Like, there it is.
Yeah. Okay.
And then if you'd like to schedule a call and go over some more of the scripts, we'll have a little link into something like that. But yeah, you can totally just have this script, and we're happy to give you some other ones too.
Okay, great. So see the banner on screen, guys, right here. If you just, after you're watching on the mobile app, when the video stops, you'll just scroll down a little bit. The banner will be there. You click it. Otherwise, if you're watching on your computer, just scroll down a little bit. You'll see the banner there. Click it, and you'll get the script, and you can access more stuff from Carl there as well. Really, really great stuff, man. Thanks, Carl. I appreciate. It's kind of a refreshing way to look at it, because you're right. A lot of times when it comes to the rate shop question, it's well, okay. Here's a list of bullets that you're going to shoot to try and get them past all that, and those are good things to do. And if you're equipped with those things, certainly work those things. But you're saying for you, it's kind of more like, well, I know a shopper's a shopper, so I'm gonna figure it out fast. Am I working with a guy who's committed, or do I got a guy who's just gonna shop me around? In which case, if I do, I'm gonna focus on getting some more leads in the door to make sure I can find more guys, so I can find who are actually committed to me. So very interesting, very good approach. I really enjoy it.
I love, man. To me, it's all about look, whatever you ask for, you'll get, and whatever you don't ask for, you won't get. Right. So I've just always been a big fan of that. Yeah. I'm a big fan of yours too, Frank. I'm glad you guys are doing okay with the fire.
Thank you.
Appreciate you letting me help.
Yeah, and you've always been I've always enjoyed your coaching and training, because you've always been the guy that's like, look, I'm going to try and get you to get more, for lack of a better way, by doing less. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to overextend yourself to grow. You always find ways to where you can do, to have growth without, not having a life, right? I mean, you can still have a life and you can still have growth. That's what you've always been.
How do you have growth without adding a bunch of extra steps to it?
Exactly. And you've always been able to pull that off and do that in a great way.
Well, I appreciate
so
that.
helpful to so many people. So, all right, guys, well, the banner's down below. Carl, thanks for being on the show. You guys have a fantastic weekend. We'll be back Monday, and leave us your comments down below. Subscribe, get the mobile app. It works great. It's much better than dealing with email. And we'll catch you guys later here from the NRP Daily on the National Real Estate Post. See ya.
Download the National Real Estate Post mobile app today. Available on Apple Store and Google Play. Just search National Real Estate Post.